to another little video. Now, as we know, uni basically means one or single. Right? And as we know, the people who run the place, right, or transit, are symbolised by this. Right? Which means double. These are double genders as opposed to single genders, which a uni would be one, and a bi would certainly be one explanation of two. Right? Or dual, or die, die as well, die, bi, there's plenty of them. Tri would also be an explanation of this as well, right? But the uni applies to a single gendered ones. Again, notice this shape. So here you have unicursal hexagram. Now this basically explains it is like what it says, it's like a curse of hex on the uni people, the natural single gendered people. That's what this thing is. So it's a symbol of curse on them people. They hate them type of thing. They hate us type of thing. So this is where the deception of it comes in, right? Because you've got this idea of unity, and when people think of unity, they think of all, people joining forces and loving each other and all this, but it don't mean that, It don't mean that at all. As you see, it just means like it actually have a hexagram, right? Which is a unicursal hexagram, and they're talking about unity in the same breath. So obviously there's a lot of deception at work in even planetary and elemental forces, right? So this idea of unity, love, peace, which they're always going on about, of course it's crap, complete garbage, like. And as you see by this particular symbol, right, obviously it fools you, then that will be the same as the Star of David, right? But you have other type of shapes within it. And this is basically another shape that's coming from that, right? So again, these things, right, again, is like, think of all the Steven Spielberg propaganda pieces and that type of thing, where they're trying to get you to love the little aliens. And, what's it called? Closer Encounters of the Third Kind. Third as in Masonic. And kind actually had the word kind in it, because he wanted to be kind to like that type of alien thing. Again, E.T. was exactly the same thing. But this is part of the cursal thing. And that's coming from that cursal hexagram. Again, just like the universe is fake, these are a lie, just a lie. And what these were, of course, when they're giving me these type of ideas about aliens and loving the little alien creatures, is basically referring to the foreigner aspect. So obviously propaganda for multiculturalism, to get you to accept all the foreigners, and multicultural immigration, which has always been their agenda, right? Of course, Steven Spielberg needs no introduction as to his own agenda, Again, we're looking at the shape of this. So you see how we become sigil of Baphomet, right? So again, always cursing on the single gendered people, right? It's not their people, it's the single genders. Yeah, this is interesting. It's some Eulerian trio. Of course, you've got the AU, Leonard Euler. So something to do with it. You figure, a moralist figure of love, you know, that was hiding the hateful evilness behind ideas of peace and love and, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. But it is what it is, a cult. I mean, you know, unicursal. You know, it's not some, you know, thing of love, like, is it? As you see, magical formula, which is the trans medicine. Very interesting, that would be the medicine as well. This is very interesting because basically, as we know, how we got the Pentateuch, which is a 5, you know, you got a pentagram, you got a Pentateuch, which is a 5 books. You've got a penis, and you've got a pen. So, as you can see from this is clearly indicative of the medicine. Right, the syringe, right? Dipping into the medicine. You see minerals, you know, whoever come in states or whatever, right? So that's clearly representative of the medicine. So the medicine is God. And the Hebrew name of Jesus is an allegorical form of the medicine. Yeshua, medicine type of thing, you know, like it's positive, you know, like it's positive, you know, like yes, you know, like of course that comes in where they ask the people if they wanted to join with them, right? To you know, join the Jews in the Masonic club, and those who said yes, right, received the Persian medicine, right? So that was why, like, Jesus was recruiting people, you know, in the wilderness, walking around, you know, the metaphorical stories, walking around talking to people, and, you know, they were following him, right? So it's like this, it's the Jews and the Masonic recruiting people into their ranks to be their servants and help them in their quest, which is obviously to rule until we take over and all that, right? Build their own society and all that in other people's lands type of thing, right? So I see one there again with Adam and Eve, which is obviously again representing like the man and woman thing, right? Or sun and moon, and just you know, combining them type of ideas of trans. This is the Jewish way, right? So you'll see if people from their sins, just single genders, and they solve the figures like medicine, and you see here Jesus, right? Now if you read this as Susie, right? Obviously J can become I, become Susie, right? So here you have this song, right? If you knew Susie like I knew a Susie, right? So what they're talking about here, as you see, 5 productions like Pentagram, Shapiro, Bernstein and Kur, Joseph Myers. So you know what's going on here, you know what they're referencing here is basically the medicine users, you know, like that's what they're talking about. If you knew Susie. Affairs of Susan. comedian. So as you see, this song is one of the area little chords. And you see Cain and Abel, like John Fontaine. Like obviously, you know, the fountain, you know, the fountain pen. Like a fountain pen, squirts the ink at the end. See what I mean? Like, so a fountain. You know, it's like a squirting thing, right? So it's squirting the liquid. It's again, it's a syringe. So as you see, right, there's a Jesus type of thing, right? As syrinx mean a pan, flute or tube, right? So of course you had a pandemic, you know, you had a pandemic and pan, right? Same thing, you know, penile object. Basically referring to the syringe. See here, you got in the Bible, you got the Syrians, also known as Arameans, significant peoples group. Their land Aram, Royal Archmason. Of course you got the land of Syria now, right? But it's not referring to that. Right? It's referring to the Syrians as the syringe users. This could actually refer to Aryan syringe users, right? So basically when the Jews have recruited Europeans and such as Aryans, got them onto syringes, right? They become Arameans, right? Or a means to an end. Now them syringe users are a means to an end. See what I mean? Which is the end of it's the European civilization, basically. So the Syrians, you know, it's not referring to the land of Syria, like obviously what you've got now. Just like the original Egypt in it and the original Israel in it. We're not referring to the lands what there is now, obviously, you know. So when you had the pandemic, again it was the syringe users and it was the shepherd the sheep, right? With a great narrative thing and all that. And of course this one's known for playing its flute, right, which becomes just another metaphor for using the syringe. You know, like when you have panpipes, and the pipes of peace, which was a Paul McCartney song. Again, play the pipes of peace means they inject the transmedicine. The good, you know, the good, again, the day with good, obviously. Spring. Of course, that curve thing coming about in the spring, you know, the spring cold season or something. Again, sirens is like a syringe, and anytime you see a hybrid type of idea, it means a trance. So the one in Egypt, what's it called, the Sphinx, riddle of the Sphinx or something. It's a trance. That's the riddle of it. So when you see obviously one like this. Basically, that's talking about the siren and the syringe. Jamaica, Jamaica. Of course, you know, one of the most obvious trances there is.